All right, folks, settle in because I might be hitting the record button a little early today, but I've got a gut feeling that this is the calm before the storm. The crypto market, and especially HBAR, is about to wake up in a big way. We're not talking about a little yawn and a stretch here. We're talking about a full-blown red, white, and blue kind of wake-up call. I'm seeing a ton of signals that tell me we are on the precipice of something massive. If you're interested in this topic, hit the like button, subscribe, and type interested in the comments, and I will give you a heart. Let's start with the hard numbers that every American investor loves. HBAR is now up almost 7% in the last 7 days. I know, that's not the kind of moonshot number you see from a meme coin, but for a foundational enterprise-grade asset like Hedera, that is a fantastic starting point for a major reversal. It's a sign that the engines are firing and the market is getting its legs back. Just take a quick look at the daily chart. I mean, it looks as solid as a classic Ford F-150. This is a very good sign of some real strength and momentum building up for HBAR behind the scenes. We're not just seeing a single green candle. We're seeing a sustained push that's putting bears on notice. Now let's zoom out to the 1 month chart. We're still down about 9.62%. For a smart investor, that's not a loss. It's an opportunity. We're still getting a chance to accumulate a little bit more HBAR at a discount. A chance to load up our portfolio on the low before the big breakout. This is what you call a strategic window. A chance to get a piece of the action before everyone else catches on. It's like finding a vintage baseball card in a yard sale. You know it's worth more than the sticker price, but you gotta act on that knowledge. And just to put things in perspective, our 1 year performance is still absolutely rocking, up a mind-blowing 359%. We're not just talking about a little rally, we're talking about a massive year-long uptrend that has completely changed the game. Trading volume is also picking up steam, up almost 50% in the last 24 hours to a whopping $253 million, 0 cents. That's a ton of cash flowing into the market, and it tells you that big money, institutional money, is starting to move. But here's the most exciting part for me, and it's all about the technicals. When I look at the price chart on TradingView, it looks like we're trying to bust out of this squeeze. This is a classic descending flag pattern, a powerful signal that the price is consolidating before a major move to the upside. The real kicker, the MACD and the RSI are about to have a major cross at the same time. The MACD, or Moving Average Convergence Divergence, is a momentum indicator that's about to flip from a bearish to a bullish signal. And the RSI, or Relative Strength Index, which measures a stock's overbought or oversold conditions, is also on the rise, signaling that the buying pressure is about to overwhelm the selling pressure. The last time these two indicators had a major cross like this was back in June, and we all know what happened then. HBR's price turned on a dime and began a significant climb. The only difference here is that our bullish momentum has been cooling off, and it looks like it's about to ignite again, potentially even bigger than before. I don't see us going into a deep, dark, bearish territory. I think we're about to witness a major cross for the first time since that hot summer of June and July, but this time it's happening almost simultaneously. This could lead to some seriously significant bullish price action for HBAR if it plays out perfectly. The last time we had a similar double cross before the summer was way back in October into November, and that's when we saw a huge uptrend. It's like getting a perfect storm of technical signals all pointing in the same direction. Now let's add a crucial American fact to the mix. We're heading into a pivotal moment on September 17th when the Federal Reserve is expected to announce its first official rate cut of the year. A lot of people might not think this is a big deal, but let me tell you, it's everything. The Fed raising rates has been a headwind for the entire crypto market, a constant drag on prices. But if they start cutting rates, it's a clear signal that they're trying to stimulate the economy. It makes borrowing cheaper and encourages investors to take on more risk. If the Fed eases up on the money supply at a time when most altcoin charts are poised for a breakout just like HBAR's, well, guess what? These charts are going to go ballistic. We're not that far away from the previous highs from the beginning of this year. And let's be honest, those highs are not too far away from the 2021 all-time highs for HBAR. We could be looking at a very quick run-up. So yeah, I think now is the best time to be locked in on what's happening with the price chart of HBAR. We've got the technical screaming breakout and a major macroeconomic event on the horizon that could be the catalyst that sends us to the moon. Are you ready for the HBAR breakout? Let's get a feel for the community. Type breakout in the comments below if you think HBAR is about to pop off. Beyond the electrifying price action we just talked about, something even more significant is happening behind the scenes. The Hedera ecosystem is building the infrastructure that will power the future of American finance, and it's happening right in front of our eyes. Forget about get-rich-quick schemes. We're talking about the digital roads and bridges that will connect our economy. And believe me, the updates we've been seeing are a pretty big deal. First, let's talk about SaucerSwap. They've been a key player in the Hedera DeFi space, but their next move is a total game changer. They're launching their mobile app in Q3 of this year. Think about that for a second. The vast majority of Americans are using their mobile phones for everything from ordering a pizza to buying a house. This mobile app launch is going to be the on-ramp that connects every mobile phone user directly to the Hedera DeFi ecosystem. It takes the complexity out of it. Instead of having to be a tech guru to participate in DeFi, you'll be able to do it with a few taps on your phone. This is a crucial step towards mainstream adoption and will undoubtedly pour new liquidity and users into the network. It's a classic American innovation, making something complicated, easy, and accessible to everyone. Now let's talk about a major piece of the puzzle that's going to connect the entire crypto space, Axelar and Layer 0. You guys know I've been shouting about Axelar for a while now. I really do think it's the key that will connect all these networks with one another. Why? Because it's like the US Interstate Highway System for crypto. It's a decentralized network that already connects over 81 blockchains. The fact that Hedera is going to be adding itself to that list in Q4 of this year is monumental. It means HBAR will be connected to 81 plus chains, allowing the DeFi space on Hedera to grow and become a truly interconnected hub with all those other DeFi giants that are already part of the Axelar network. Imagine the massive amounts of liquidity and new users that will flow into the Hedera ecosystem when a user on Ethereum or Polygon can seamlessly interact with a dApp on Hedera. This integration isn't just a small update. It's a strategic move to position Hedera as a core, interoperable layer in the future of finance. But the biggest news, in my opinion, and the one that signals a massive move toward institutional adoption, is SaucerSwap joining the MiCA Alliance as a verified member. This is absolutely huge. The MiCA Alliance is a consortium of some of the most influential players in the space, including Hedera and Ripple, and its mission is to build a compliant, sustainable, and well-regulated crypto ecosystem. This isn't some small club. This is the equivalent of a good housekeeping seal of approval for the crypto world, but for institutions. For years, we've talked about how Ripple and Hedera are two of the biggest players in the enterprise space. When the MiCA Alliance came together, I was excited because it confirmed that these giants are working together. This is a collaborative effort to ensure Web3 and crypto become a huge success by working with regulators, not against them. In America, we love compliance and regulation because it creates a level playing field and protects investors. The fact that SaucerSwap and the entire Hedera ecosystem are embracing a compliance-first approach means that they're building a system that institutional money can actually use. This isn't just about retail investors anymore. This is about building a DeFi platform on Hedera that is well known and trusted, and a MiCA membership puts it on a different level entirely. The Alliance is all about making DeFi compliance faster, cheaper, and more transparent, all while building within sustainable regulatory frameworks. This goes a long way when you're trying to get $1 trillion pension fund to use your network. Right now, Hedera's DeFi ecosystem has about $116 million, 0 cents in total value locked, which I know isn't a massive amount, but let's remember that the market is still in recovery mode. If we go back to that price chart we discussed, if HBAR breaks out, the TVL on Hedera is going to grow exponentially. And with all the fresh launches and new protocols, I'm confident that Hedera is primed for massive DeFi adoption and growth. Which of these massive ecosystem updates excites you the most? Is it the SaucerSwap mobile app or the institutional grade MiCA Alliance? Let me know by typing APP or MiCA in the comments below. Now for the final and most significant piece of the puzzle, the tokenization of real-world assets, or RWAs. This isn't just some tech jargon. This is the key to unlocking trillions of dollars in value on-chain, and Hedera is at the very forefront of this revolution. We're talking about bridging the old world of traditional finance with the new world of digital assets, and it's a mission that's deeply rooted in the American dream of accessible investment. Let's go back to an announcement from August 15th that we just got more confirmation on. Swarm Markets, a huge player in the RWA space, is bringing tokenized stocks like Apple, Tesla, and gold natively to the Hedera network. This is a monumental step. We've been talking about tokenization for a while, but this is proof that it's actually happening on a major scale. Think about what this means for the average investor. And you don't need a full brokerage account or a huge amount of capital to participate. You can now hold a fraction of a blue chip stock directly in your crypto wallet. This makes diversification so much easier and more accessible. It's like being able to own a fraction of a New York City skyscraper without having to buy the whole building. It's democratizing access to wealth that has historically been reserved for the elite. And for institutions, this is all about efficiency and flexibility. Once equities are on-chain, they aren't static anymore. They become programmable, which means they can integrate into digital infrastructure and flow into automated strategies. This moves them from being simple exposures to becoming active components of a modern financial system. The US financial market is the largest in the world with trillions of dollars in assets. Hedera is now building the on-ramp for those assets. This is the big picture, folks. This is the stuff that will fuel the next crypto bull run. And while all this is happening, we need to talk about the American regulatory landscape. The Clarity Act, a significant piece of bipartisan legislation, is gaining traction. This bill is designed to provide a clear regulatory framework for digital assets, which is exactly what institutions are looking for. It would define which assets are commodities, like Bitcoin and likely HBAR, and which are securities, putting an end to the long-standing regulatory confusion that has stifled innovation in the US. This kind of regulatory clarity is a massive accelerator, and the fact that Hedera is building a compliant-first ecosystem puts it in a perfect position to benefit once these laws are passed. It's like building a superhighway before the cars are even on the road. Hedera is ready for the institutional traffic jam that's coming. Right now, the total value of tokenized stocks is still very early. We're talking about around $421 million, 0 cents, which is a tiny amount when you compare it to the trillions of dollars in global stocks. It's a small pond, but Hedera is already a major fish in it with Swarm Markets. While there are regulatory obstacles to get through, the trend is clear. Tokenized assets are going to become a massive part of our financial future, and Hedera has a front-runner advantage. The total value of all tokenized RWAs on-chain is only around $27 billion, $800 million, 0 cents right now. A drop in the ocean of global finance. But as these obstacles get removed, and as the Clarity Act and other regulations bring clarity, that number is going to grow exponentially. We're at that point where we have a significant list of DeFi protocols and a ton of adoption in the RWA space. Hedera is primed for significant growth. I've been watching this space for years, and I can tell you the pieces are finally falling into place. From the price chart signaling a breakout to the ecosystem building the digital infrastructure for trillions of dollars in assets, everything is pointing to a massive future for HBAR. So, with all this news and the potential for a massive uptrend, are you a long-term HBAR holder or a short-term trader? Let me know where you stand by typing HODL or trade in the comments below.